I'm only 2 minutes late today. I call that a win, all things considered. Copy link, go into the Discord. My cat is riding my chair. I don't know if you can see that. And a boom. All right, what events do we have going on? Book marketing challenge, done. Newsletter brainstorming session, nice. All right. Good morning. No one's here yet. I'm just talking to myself, but that's okay. And my cat. My cat's getting mad. Look, it's not my fault. That's what she's trying to balance on right now. Good morning, Dale. What am I talking about? I don't know. I'm rambling because I'm on by myself for a minute and a half. And I feel like I should be talking because, you know, if anyone's playing the replay, they don't want to just sit and stare at me while I wait for y'all to show up. Alex, Dale, Judith, Kathy. Kathy, hi. Ember, good morning. How is everyone? The kids are at school and the chaos is gone. Yay. You were here? Okay, well, it was showing me 0 people. It said 0 people. So I was like, no one's here yet. That's okay. I was just rambling. You had a 2-hour delay. Someone hit the school. Someone hit this. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. Someone in an SUV actually like went through. I don't even know how they did it, but they went from the opposite side of the street. So they were headed this way and they went across the street, across the bike lane. And then there's like this sidewalk, like, because it's a circular driveway, level like a really long oval. So they went like across the sidewalk and the grass and then the actual driveway parkway thing. And then through like, I don't know, 30 feet of grass in between oak trees and hit the school. Like hard enough to damage the wall of the library and cause some damage on the inside. I don't know. Shannon! Good morning, Shannon! But we got one of the other moms messaged me because she was outside and she was taking pictures. And I was like, how does someone do that? It was like 5 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever. And then I started getting like all these messages from the school saying everyone's safe. No one was there, which makes sense at 5 o'clock in the afternoon over a holiday like break. Like, but I guess it was possible that someone could have been there. So I was glad that no one was there. But yeah. But like the kids weren't going to have library for the next 2 weeks because they had to now they have to fix the library. The library! Like, couldn't you have hit the gym? No, I'm kidding. I'm glad no one was hurt. I don't think anyone was hurt. I don't know about the driver of the car, but no one in the school was hurt. I don't know how you do that though. Like, I don't know what happened to have caused that. Hello, Farah. Peso. Good morning. Good morning. Was this after? There was no snow. There was no snow. I don't think there was ice. Not that night, anyway. It was a relatively warm night, like all things considered. I mean, it was like 30 degrees, which isn't warm, but it's not, you know. Yeah, it could have been a lot of things. But I don't think it was weather related. I mean, I don't know. Maybe an animal was in. I have no idea what caused it. I don't know. It's just wild because it's something that you think only happens to other schools. You know what I mean? Not this one. Anyway, and it wasn't even like they were on, like they crossed the street. No, it's not a huge street. It's a two-way, and there's one lane on each, but then there's also the bike lane, and then and a pretty wide shoulder. So like technically it could almost be like a 2.5 lane street. Like it's pretty wide for just a single lane 2-way. And he went across the wrong way. Roommate got you sick? I am so sorry, but hi. Thank you for popping in. I'm sorry you're sick. Take care of yourself. Anyway, what's everyone up to this Monday? I have so much stuff to do today, and I don't want to do like any of it. I'm like going over my calendar in my head going, this too much. Monday is making business cards making day. Nice. Monday should be the do nothing day because it's Monday, right? I'm going to try to write now that you are on. Yay! Going back through my whole book because I got the colors of my aliens wrong. Oh no! At least that's a pretty easy fix, right? My journal has a boring format. Any tips to jazz it up? Give me a few minutes to noodle on that. Currently dealing with ADHD paralysis. Oh no, that's so hard. What are you paralysing? What has you paralyzed? I don't know why I was thinking paralysing was going to be a word. I don't know. The finish editing my next video for YouTube. Nice. I listen while I'm working at my day job. Medical billing full-time. Nice. Okay, so boring format for a journal. Do you just mean like you're sick of the lines? Or what, like, I guess, okay, let's start with what kind of format is your journal to start with? Is it just lines? Do you have pictures in there? Do you have illustrations in there? Or like, do you have other sheets besides just journal? Like, is it a guided journal? Or is it like just straight up journal? Guided journal, content and lines for them to write. Lots of education. Okay, so with that, you may not need it to be jazzed up. Maybe like some little stars or some little hearts, like something along those lines. But if it's got a lot of education in it and guided, that like you want the guidance to come through. So I wouldn't worry too much. Now, this is coming from me. I am such a minimalist when it comes to my journals. Where's my, and my planners? Where's my, hold on. Like, I literally, I almost never put anything into them other than, you know, what the actual content of the page. So I might be just a wee bit biased against things like that. But to me, having the content stand out, I really prefer that over lots of jazz. Now, that said, and I got, look what I got. Oh, where did I put it, what I got? There it is. Okay, first off, I got this one. Have y'all read this one yet? The Divine and the Cursed? TikTok made me buy it. Anyway, so I got that one. And put that aside. Jessica Cage put together this author care journal. Be kind to yourself, author. A self-care journal for the author in you. So my copy came in over the weekend. Now, I'm a little surprised by the color in here. It's not just black and white the way that I would have ended up doing it. But here's some cool things that she like jazzed up that I thought were really cool. Like, first off, Like she's got actual illustrations for the jar, for the filling the jar. And she's got some illustrations on this side. I don't know who she hired for her illustrator. I do know that she has family members who are illustrators. I'm sure she hired one of them, but I don't know who. But there, where is it? Because I thought this was so cool. She's got like a mood tracker, coffee and books. I mean, hello. But that's not even the one. Where is it? Ah, here we go. Here we go. Here's an example. You might be able to do something similar. Obviously, don't copy Jessica, right? But you might be able to do something similar where she's got this like graphic of torn paper down here. And that's where she's got like the, an example of whatever that prompt was kind of thing. So, that might be something, you know, or she's got like these blocks of color. That might be something. Now, when you are doing color, this is why I just would have gone black and white. I'm boring. Don't always listen to me. I'm boring. But one thing to keep in mind, and I haven't asked her because it's not really any of my business. I'm just really super curious. So for a client, where is it? Last year, I made up, remember that blogging workshop that I did last year for a client that I told you about? There it is. Hang on one second. I gotta unbury. All right. Well, I made up a workbook that we sold through Lulu for that workshop. And this thing is huge. Don't you jump on me. I am not ready for you right now. You go away. I love you, Floof. Go that way. Go eat some of the friggin' food that I sent you. You're gonna... Okay. Anyway, beige rainbow, right? Yeah. Anyway, so this is the size of that workbook that went with the blogging course. Can you see how thick it is? It's like 200 pages. Anyway, she printed this in color. And the first time around. And when we were putting together the budgets and whatnot, I thought that it was going to cost us roughly $13 to $15. Come on! Ripping my sweater. Jesus. $13 to $15 each to like print and send the journal. But then she ordered them in color and like with the color pages, and that almost doubled the print. So she actually lost a little bit of money for each one, because instead of, so we were thinking $13 to $15, so she sold them for $25. But then she printed them in color, and then all of a sudden it was costing $27 to $30 to print and ship each one. So she was actually losing a couple of dollars a piece with every one. So this year when we did it, we printed it in black and white, and we're down to the $13 to $15. So that is one thing to keep in mind. Yeah, it's big. Don't set your price before you know what it costs. She'd set the price based on an estimate and then changed one of the variables of that estimate by deciding to send it out in color. Now, the color wasn't bad. It was like, do you see how this is with these colors? Well, there's like separations within the workbook that have that same graphic. That this is this year, so it's all in black and white. Or some of the other, you're going to be able to tell real quick that I made this because I just showed you the inside of one of mine. But like things like this, these were in her branded pink instead of the gray. So that's one thing to keep in mind when you are putting together journals and planners and things like that. Yeah, you can tell it's me. Because, like, that's what I do. That's how all of my journals look. Not copying here, no worries. Thank you for sharing that. You're welcome. Beige rainbow. Totally me. Yep. I told my kids that you called me beige rainbow, or that you say that I'm a beige rainbow, and they laughed and they were like, yeah, that's mom. Yeah. Totally me. And I'm not even kidding. Hold on a second. Hold on. Because this morning I was looking for my hat and my gloves, right? So that I could walk the kids to school. And I was like, where are my hat? Where's my hat? And Christopher found Piper's hat. Piper's hat is like a knit pink hat with like a lining inside of it, like a Sherpa lining inside of it, and a pink pom-pom. And Christopher found that and said, is this it? And Piper goes, no, hers is a beige rainbow. Anyway, so yeah, that's the thing now. I can brand Naomi. Victory. Good morning, Melody. Peso had a question. Okay, hang on. Let's see. Peso. Question. What's your question? I don't see the question. With a splash of pink. Yeah. Anyway, so I got this over the weekend. I have not looked at it yet. Like, other than like, you know, I thumbed through it in my editor eye, but I haven't like actually gone through it. And you can tell this is not one that I love her formatting. I thought she did a really good job, but I lean in on the minimalist parts. Can I post these business card ideas for some creative feedback? Yeah, go ahead. Did you see the executive dysfunction made it so I didn't post yesterday? Oh, really? With their car. Yeah, with their car. Hit the school. I say yes in questions. Yeah. In the Discord and the questions and help channel. How is Jessica Cage? She is getting better. She's almost at 100%. She's back to writing. Although she did forget about the story. So, what was it? A couple of weeks ago, I asked her, I said, hey, so now that you're feeling better, how about finishing up Our Bodies Ungoverned? And she was like, oh, I forgot. And I said, I know, because brain. But now that your brain is better, what do you think? And I think she forgot again. So I'm going to have to ask her again. That is the only thing we are waiting on, is that she hired someone to do the cover and her story that's supposed to go in it. Once she has those done, we're going to do a soft launch so that it's out there and we can send everyone their copies. And then we're going to time out so like it'll be there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to plan out a full-blown launch. I'm so fed up with you. What is your issue? And then we're going to do like a full-blown launch a little later. The school just popped up out of nowhere, right? Someone hit the school with their car. Yeah, I don't know what it was. I don't know what happened that caused them to hit the school. It could have been any number of things. I don't know. You saw her live? You know how your life changed, so I was worried. No, yeah, she's doing really well. She still has a little bit of brain swelling, but it is no longer interfering with like her normal day-to-day functioning. Like it's affecting her memory, but not like how she can take care of herself. I passed my driver's ed class early because a dude wrecked our driver's ed card. Oh no! The live just rewound for me for some reason. Glitch tube. That has happened to me when I've watched lives before. Like all of a sudden, I was watching, I think Daniel Battelle. He's a YouTuber who teaches YouTube. That crowd. Anyway, I was watching one of his lives because he was doing this thing where he was like spot checking like channel banners or whatever, just to like give like a 3-second critique of your channel and whatnot. And I was watching that, and all of a sudden, like, I was like, dang, this sounds like the exact same advice he gave someone, you know, like, And I must have been watching it for like 10 minutes, and I thought maybe I paused it or something. I don't know. But like, I was watching it for like 10 minutes and before I realized that it had like rewound, and I was like, oh, damn. And so like, I had to like get back to the get back to where it was actually live. I don't know how it did it though. You know, yeah, you know Daniel. You saw her lives and had no idea. I messed up my algorithm on TikTok. Hate on dark romance is all over my feed. Good morning, Jessica. The good news, Taylor, is that TikTok is the easiest algorithm out of all of them to retrain. Okay, you just got to deal with it for 2 to 3 days while you retrain it. Get back into your ideal reader persona and start looking for that. OFN. Do we have any sensitivity readers here? It depends on what you're looking for. I'm searching the hashtags and liking, commenting, and following. Yeah. So it may take a couple of days, but it's pretty easy to retrain if you ever find yourself on the wrong side. Where should I put these? Questions and help, Peso. There's a questions and help channel in the Discord. Put them in there. So I noticed, and another content creator that I know named Beanie Draws, I am falling in the YouTube trap, doing everything like them, but it does not apply to my content. Yeah, that is the trap. They make it seem so easy, right? And then they show you their analytics, but their analytics are based on being YouTube channels about how to start a YouTube channel. It's a lot like a blogging coach who tells you how much money you can make blogging, but their entire blog is about blogging and to help you start blogging and all blogging courses. It's a really easy trap to fall into. So, and that's not to say that their advice isn't good. It's just that it doesn't always apply. Or like Mr. Beast. Yeah, here's how Mr. Beast... You know what? No one... I hate when some coach out there says, here's how Mr. Beast does. Do you know how Mr. Beast does? Because he hires people to do. It's not him running a one-man show. He has a team of people, and editors and graphic designers and probably script writers and like a team of people. And everyone's out there going, here's how he does this and how you can do it yourself. No. It is not duplicatable. That's not a word. You cannot duplicate it. You, as a person, until you have the money, resources, and team, you cannot duplicate what Mr. Beast does. You can't. It is, you can't. It's not there. Okay, anyway. Sorry. Asking for my mom. Her book is kind of like a child, called it genre. So getting feedback has been tricky. But what kind of sensitivity reader do you need? I clicked on one cat video and I had cat distribution system TikTok on my feed for days. No need to be sorry. Yeah, but I don't need to be ranting either. It's just like, I think I don't watch Mr. Beast because I'm not into that kind of show, but I think that what he's doing is great for himself. It just really bugs me. It's like these gurus get on and they start telling you like all the things that you can do, but they're not doing it. You know what I mean? It's like the Etsy, there's a lady who's like talking about her selling digitals on Etsy, but her digitals on Etsy are all about how to sell digitals on Etsy. It's like the weirdest meta loop. Never click the cat videos. It only takes one. Yeah, it's great for his niche. Right. But it's not something that other people can duplicate, and they're not trying to make the same content. Or it's like when you get someone who's like, here's how to make $10,000 a month in sales, right? And they're talking about how to sell. But what they're selling are like $900 courses, and what you're trying to sell is like a $20 course. Totally different. Like, it's completely, I understand that some of the underlying philosophies are the same, but the strategies and the tactics and the tech stack are going to be different. And you can't take your $20-something course and be like, well, how come I'm not making $10,000? I did everything that person said to do, when they're selling a $900 thing, you know? And it's like, I get frustrated. All the downloads are templates from Canva. CSA, how to trigger warning. Okay, no, I understand, Kimmy. What I mean is, what do the sensitivity readers need to be sensitive about? So a sensitivity reader can cross a huge spectrum. It can be anything from diverse character, like a sensitivity reader might be someone who has gone through a specific trauma, or part of a certain population, like maybe they're of a certain color, certain descendancy, certain disability, or something along those lines. Or maybe they're of a gender you don't write about a lot. Or maybe you want someone who is non-binary because maybe you are binary, but you have a character in your book who is non-binary, so you might get a non-binary sensitivity reader to help ensure that perspective is well handled and respected and positive representation. That's what I mean by what kind of sensitivity reader. They're not just a blanket sensitivity reader, but it's got to be specific to what you're trying to include in your book. So depending on what that is, I do know that there are some people who have been through the ringer here, and they might be able to be sensitivity readers for you, but I'm not sure what you're looking for specifically. Try to kick her off again. Go play somewhere. It's 9:30 a.m. and my children are already asking me to do things. Oh, no. My kids are at school. How dare you remove the cat? She has been in the way. I'll put it in the way for weeks. The schedule was respected for 0 days. No! It does take time. Taylor, it does take time. It took me, I want to say, close to like 9 months to fully train people who were living in my house to leave me alone at those times. Christopher was the easiest, but I think that was because he was the youngest. And so he finally was like watching other people. But Piper was not easy to train at all. And her father was also not easy to train at all. But it took several months. It's definitely not something you can do easily. My to school, hurrah, right? Laughs and no kids. I adore my kids, but I am glad that they are in school. I needed them to be back in school. You still have to shovel. Oh no. Mine texts me from school to do things. Oh no. She was big mad, right? 3 of 4 of my kids are at school. 4 will be going soon. Just have to wake her up. Today's their first day back at school. Teenagers are a different breed. Meanwhile, my 9-year-old is trying to do everything herself. And then I didn't think it was like... So for Christmas, I got Christopher a knife set. And his dad was not happy with me. And I was like, well, you had an affair and moved 3 hours away. So I don't think you get a say. What do you mean you have a life outside of me? Of course she's 9, right? Also teenagers, why are you always talking to me? Connor is trying to do that too, like cook. Yup. One thing I have learned though, I got this knife set for Christopher. It's the cutest little kid's knife set, right? And it has like a finger guard. Me trying to show him how to use it. I am a right-handed person. He's a left-handed person. And I'm trying to do it in my left hand so that I could show him how to do it. And I was like, I'm going to slice my finger off. It's like, oh my God. It is so hard to show him how to use it properly as a left-handed person when I am a right-handed person. Naomi with the back slap to the ex. Yeah. I started to give my girls more responsibilities. It's hard. I know, that's why, like, I'm trying so hard to, like, use my left hand to show him these things so that he can see, but I'm not good with my left hand. And it doesn't help that I have broken my left hand quite a few times. Like, so it's like extra non-dominant, whatever. Made a pretty chart and rewards. Aw. Of what I do cutting, I use my right hand even though I'm a lefty. Really? Even trying to like hand him like the finger guard or the knife so that he can use them, I mess up because I go to hand him like cross, like to his right, and he's like grabbing it from his left, and I'm like, oh yeah. You finished Save the Cat? What'd you think? Is it your new favorite plotting formula? Me and my brother are lefties, and my parents and the rest of my siblings are righties. I think there are more and more lefties coming up. At least that's what it feels like. When I was young, I don't remember that many lefties. Or they were mistreated, and now they're able to be like more public about it. I don't know. Once the oldest started, the younger was all in. Then if they did what was on the list, we went for coffee on Saturdays. My grandpa used to write left-handed, but golfed right-handed. I'm also a lefty, and I can only use scissors right-handed. Left-hand scissors are hard to find. They are, Shannon. I got lucky. I found a 6-pack of left-handed scissors. I think it was on Amazon. I don't remember for sure, but I found a 6-pack, and I was like, last year he struggled at school because there was like 2 pairs of left-handed scissors in the whole classroom, and he's the only left-handed person, yet the 2 left-handed scissors were the ones that kept either getting broken or missing, so he never had them. So I bought a 6-pack that he gets to keep at home. I ended up getting like 3 6-packs, and I donated one to his class, another one to his school, and then kept one here. They stopped trying to fix them. Yeah. Like not that long ago either. Like only in the past like 15 years, I think, or something. And they finally said, hey, you know what? Left-handed people are good. Like we don't have to try to force them to be right-handed. This part that said show more instead of talk. I think that's what it is. How can I do this? Show instead of tell. Okay, so telling is when you're describing what happened, right? She went to the bathroom, she brushed her hair, she looked in the mirror, she, like you're describing what she was doing. That's telling. And you want to use that sporadically through your story because it speeds things along. Because that's what jumps from, one scene to the next, the telling. That's how you get from being able to get out of one room and into the other. You can wrap it all up as she got ready to go and bounded out the door, right? Boom, telling. There you go. Showing is when you start to bring in all 5 senses, and you really, instead of describing what happened or like describing it as if you're watching it to the reader, you're more experiencing it, if that makes sense. So the salt air linger, the salty sea air lingered in her lungs. The moonlight bounced across the sea, or whatever. But you're bringing in all of the senses, and instead of just telling them she was mad, you're helping them experience the anger by her nostrils flared up and her eyes narrowed and she clenched her fists. Like, instead of saying she was mad, you're explaining how the anger was manifesting. You're showing them what they see. You don't have to tell them she was mad because they can see it. Does that make more sense? Like how to introduce certain themes and get feedback on transitional scenes in the book to be read as an inspirational journey, not just a recounting of traumatic events, phrases to avoid, etc. So kind of like a general sensitivity reader then. I'm positive you can post in the Discord and find someone. Left-handed people are now allowed to be left-handed. Yay! considering I'm making a web comic. I also play tennis and baseball. My son was a lefty, but forced himself to be right-handed once he started school because he was embarrassed to be different. Aw, I was weird when I was in school. So you have to remember I'm kind of old, right? Anyway, so when I was in school, I want to say it was 3rd grade? 4th grade. It was 4th grade. Anyway, the home ec teacher said, because someone brought up that we were learning about World War II while we were in home ec. And the home ec teacher said that the Nazis used to like go peering into windows at supper time. And they would look for people who were switching their knife with their fork. So like I was right-handed, and at the time, you know, you would hold the food down with your fork with your left hand and then cut the food with your right hand and then flip so that you would eat, you know, put the fork into your right hand to eat the food. And they would look for that because that was considered a sign of something or other, and that they would take those people because they weren't, like, there was something wrong with them. So they would take those people. So I trained myself to eat with my left hand so that I could cut with my right hand because I was scared to death that a Nazi was going to come and take us. I had a complete misunderstanding of what World War II actually was for a very long time. But so I do almost everything with my right hand except for eat. Alex, hence the word righteous. I can use my right for most things. I can write or eat well with my right. It's not a sign of the devil. Yes, I'm an occupational therapist. I had to teach parents that left-hand writing isn't something to be fixed or corrected. It's just different. Love that explanation. Good, good. I'm not sure why people just made that weirdness up about right hand versus left hand. Such a strange thing to fixate on as a society. Very. That was an excellent breakdown of how to show, not tell. I needed that for my nonfiction. Good, good. I'm glad that I was able to help. I ordered an author copy of my book, and I have to wait until the 13th. I got mine. Not gonna lie, I absolutely hate books that overshow. It's a regular forest and nothing important happened. Don't take me through every step. Yeah, that's why I don't say show, don't tell. I always say show, don't just tell, because there has to be a balance. At some point in time, showing is very slow. It is. It's very slow. You don't want to show a fight. You want to tell a fight because bam, bam, he punched, he fell, and you want to get people reading and excited and their eyes jumping down the page. And then you want to show the backlash, the tragedy, the, whatever, the sadness or whatever. You want to show when you need the feelings. But there are certain times that if you're showing everything, it's just too long. It's just going to slow everything down too far. You have to have some telling in there to get the story moving. Ordered it on the 30th. We aren't that old. I was taught in cotillion that you are never supposed to switch hands. It is really bad etiquette. Growing up in that culture still kills me. That's a cool cover. I hope it looks okay. It does. It looks amazing. I haven't started it yet, but I love this. I think it looks great. The back is, if anyone was wondering what the back looks like, it is not a continuation of the front or anything. It looks like this, but I love her. Take them on an emotional ride. Yes. The first chapter goes by quickly for mine because I want the characters to meet. Gentle reminder, you said you'd make a video about registering your book with the library. I did say that, didn't I? Okay, thank you, Farah. It's not going to be today because I have too many other things going on today. But thank you for the reminder. I will try to do that this week. Not me showing during a spicy fight scene. This cat, I'm telling you. Editing her eyes from brown to gray was hard. Really? Well, I think you did a really great job. You're frustrating. It's the 8th day of 2024. I think you have time. Office hours, yes. Office hours today, 10:30 Central. I have office hours at 10:30 Central. I cannot go more than an hour. And I cannot go more than an hour because then I have an interview. Sean Quintero was looking for, there's a summit, Abundant Life Summit. And I put in, he had out a call for speakers. And I put in an application, not expecting it to go anywhere. And they want to do an interview with me today to go over what I would want to talk about. So I've got to figure that out. And that's at noon. So I cannot go more than an hour because I need the 30 minutes to try to put together a presentation. And then I don't know how long that's going to last. But then I have to get my kids from school at 2. I have some client work that I have to do. And then at 4 o'clock, I'm doing that blogging workshop for that client. And at 1 o'clock, I have a training that I have to go to. So I am like back to back to back all day. And I'm like, why did I do this to myself? I don't like it when I do this to myself. When it's like everything is just back to back, I don't like it. So happy for you. Me too. I'm excited. The blogging meeting is today, right? Right, Melody? I know, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like feeling this busy and overwhelmed. I'm like, why did I do this? Why are we overworking ourselves? This was just, I think, a screw up in my part. Well, office hours is office hours. And I'm trying to really make sure that I don't bump it for anything other than like a holiday. You know what I mean? But like, I'm trying to make sure that I didn't do it last week because there was New Year's and I didn't reschedule it to make it a different day because the chaos that was happening in my house last week. Ugh. But I'm trying to like not bump that because it's office hours. And then the training at 1 o'clock, that's not something I can move. That's with a business coach. And I want to be there. And I can't give her schedule because she's the coach. So that is what it is. The blogging thing, that's client work. That's for a client. So I can't really move that. And then the interview, that was me being, oh my God, I'm so excited. Yeah, let's meet on Monday without thinking, oh, damn, I didn't check my calendar to even see like how much other stuff I have on Monday. Like maybe Wednesday would have been better. That was just me not looking. The chaos is over now. Yeah, now I just gotta like fix it. And I told Steven, I said, if you don't fix her by the summer, she's spending the 2 weeks with you. Because I'm sick of this. I have to pick up these pieces. What does she do? This is your mom. Why is she here? You left. Take your mom with you. Like, just to give everyone an idea of this woman and what she was doing in my house for 3 weeks. For example, she was, I don't remember what we were talking about. In front of the kids. In front of the kids. Now, I often brag about my kids in front of themselves. Like, my kids are friggin' amazing anyway. She turns around and she says, well, Piper's smarter than Christopher. She's not. She's older. No, but I just mean that she's learned more. She's been exposed to more because she's older. So now, of course, Christopher's like, is Piper really smarter than me? No, Piper's 9, about to be 10. You're 6. She's older. She has been exposed to more. She is in 4th grade. You are in 1st grade. There is a difference. People have taught her more. She hasn't learned more, and she's not smarter. Like, trying to fix that. Or there was, like, the kids were fighting because kids fight, because siblings fight, because that's what they do. So the kids were fighting, and this particular fight, Piper popped Christopher right in the butt. Well, we have been having a really hard time with trying to explain to Piper, you can't go touching other people's bodies without their permission. And this has been like a year-long fight where Piper just pops Christopher in the butt. It's been a very long year of that. So she popped Christopher in the butt, and I said, okay, that's it. You go to your room. We will talk about this later. I'm done. So, and that was the day we were going to make cookies, right? So Grandma tells Christopher, hey, Christopher, you're being such a good boy that Grandma's going to make cookies with you. And Piper's being so nasty that she doesn't get to make cookies with me right now. And I'm like, why would you tell him that? Why would you put it that way? So what do you think Christopher did the very minute Piper tried to come back downstairs and apologize and get in on the cookies? Of course, he repeated, Grandma thinks you're nasty. Why would you... The audacity. All of the audacity. Yeah, she's silent generation. But I'm like... They feel like they can publish their siblings. It's so frustrating. I know. Hey, Franco. So now, like, there's a whole lot of damage that I have to, like, hey, so do you remember when Grandma said, let's not do that. Let's never repeat that ever again. Let's not copy her. Let's not care about what she said. I got Christopher a Spider-Man hoodie, like a zip-up hoodie, right? And he loves it. It's like the super thick Sherpa lining inside and whatever. He loves it. It's a little too big for him. Well, anyway, they were getting ready to go to the park. They were going to walk up to the park. And Grandma says, get your jackets. So Christopher starts, where's my Spider-Man hoodie? Well, Christopher still struggles with some of his speech. So she's like, what do you mean Spider-Man's hurting? Spider-Man's hurting what? What is he hurting? Like sheep? And Christopher is looking like completely confused. And he's like, my hoodie. So I repeated. I'm like, he's looking for a Spider-Man hoodie. And she goes, oh, you mean your jacket. You should say jacket. And Christopher goes, but it's a hoodie. And she goes, well, the only reason you're calling it a hoodie, and like she picks it up, is because of this, right? Because the hood. But if you cut that off, then what do you think you're left with? Duh, it's a jacket. And the way that I wanted to just belt her at that moment, and just, why would you talk to a 6-year-old like that? She is toxic. Anyway, now that I'm ending this on a rant, can we get back to something good before I have to go, though? I want to end on a high note, not on a rant, not on a... I'm glad she's back in Colorado. It would have been thrown already. Awful, awful. I can't even... She couldn't understand why I was telling her, like, we don't do that here. Like, Piper was making some noise. Just noise. It literally just noise. No words, just weird noise that I cannot even begin to emulate. And she was like, Piper, you sound R word. We don't do that here. Why are you using that word? And she's like, well, I don't mean that she is. I'm saying she sounds. You made a baby dragon figurine this weekend? Oh. I would have said something the first day and the R word. Bully you into doing your videos. Taylor! I'm not going to bully you. But I am going to tell you that you should be working on your videos. How is anyone ever going to fall in love with your book and want to buy your book if they don't even know that you're an author who is writing a book? I was fuming. For 2.5 weeks, I've been sitting here fuming. Like all of the, and then the hard part too is that my kids will tell her, you're not allowed to say that. And then she'll try to justify it and be like, well, I'm a product of my time, and in my time it was allowed. And then Piper will try, and she'll be like, yeah, but sometimes rules change, and you have to know what the new rules are, which she is right. But then Grandma doesn't like it when Piper talks back. It's just like, we've been fuming together, right? They should just know. Let me tell you something, Taylor. Think back, close your eyes and think back to a time when someone told you about a book and you went, I didn't even know that was a book. I scared you. Could you jump off now? Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you, but I'm going to take advantage of it. And you were like, I didn't even know there was a book. Why didn't you tell me that? That is how they're going to yell at you when they finally find out that you have a book out there if you're not marketing as you go, okay? Don't put your readers through that. Hate the phrase talks back, right? Jim Butch and his new Spire book. So you see, you have to talk about your book. Otherwise, that's what you're doing. I wouldn't call that talking back. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But Grandma, my kids are awesome. My kids are awesome. Don't bring logic into this. Now listen. If I don't bring logic into this, who will? Your kids are awesome. Thank you. Whew. But yeah, I told Steven when he came to drop the kids off on Sunday, because he picked them up on Friday night for his weekend. And when he dropped them back off on Sunday, I was like, fix your mom. Or because he refuses to let her stay with him, but I refuse to get blamed if she doesn't see the grandkids. So I'm like, fix your mom, or when she comes out here next, she's staying the 2 weeks with you. Because I'm not putting up with this again. I do the same things, Taylor. Alex and Taylor doing exactly the same thing. And not putting out their videos. Or if you don't like videos, then get on a platform that doesn't require videos. You can do that too. And not yesterday. You know what you do? When we do the sprints, so the first Saturday of the month, we do the newsletter sprints, right? I found this super cheap. It just holds my phone. And it's supposed to have like this tracking thing or whatever. I found it on Amazon. I don't even have it charged or anything. I just put it on my desk and put the phone on and set it aside and set the timer for like 2 minutes. And then it just records me while I was typing. And I was like, what an easy way to get B-roll. Because like on the other side, they don't have to know that I was typing out a newsletter. They just have to see me typing, right? So that's an easy way to like, if you, get ready when you're doing sprints, like however you want to present yourself, makeup, hair, whatever it is that makes you feel comfortable on camera. Set one of these back a little bit because it doesn't have to be up close and you're not even talking at it, and just let the timer run while we're doing the sprints. You have easy B-roll, just cut it up and you can then just put like words on the screen over that. And that's like a super easy video. Love Threads for that reason. Yeah. You don't call it talking back when it's an adult. Why when it's a child? Right? Right? All right. Office hours. For those of you in Word, office hours in about 25 minutes. I will post the link in Word. Everyone else, if you're not already part of the Discord, I invite you to come join. whowantstowriteabook.com is your free invitation. Yeah, that's it. I think right now Alex is probably going to be starting sprints pretty soon. I'm an adult and I still get that. I am talking back when I correct my mother. Whew. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out. Go get all the words written and I will talk to you tomorrow. Okay?